Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan Simkin. Jonathan Isaac Simkin. I'm mentioning my middle name because I've been told now by a couple of people that I need to say more about who I am at the beginning of the podcast, which I figure if you're watching the podcast or listening to it, you know who I fucking am. Not that I'm anybody, but you know what I mean. It's just like, you know, wouldn't most people be listening to this because they're interested in 604 or they're interested in the music business? And then you would think they would know. But one of my wife's friends said, he has to talk more. I'm imitating her now. I'm not saying her name because then it'll come back to bite me in the ass. But, you know, he has to talk about who he is more. You don't even know what you're listening to when it starts. You're not sure what's going on.
This poor woman. Does she
she
sound
said.
like that?
Well, that was supposed to be like a Jewish sort of, did it sound Jewish?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because it was intended to sound Jewish. My name's Jonathan Simkin. I am the president of 604 Records, the wildly successful independent record label based in Vancouver, Canada. Okay, maybe it's not wildly successful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we do okay.
People usually interrupt like this.
That's okay. That's okay. Today, I'm very excited to have as a guest on Versus, Kevvy, I'm putting that in quotes, Kevvy Maher.
Yeah. Said the last name right. Wow.
Any relation to Bill Maher?
Nope.
Any relation to, there's lots of Mars. Dean Maher, the engineer?
I know Dean Maher. Call each other Mr. Maher when we see each other.
But you're not related?
Not related. But Maher is like Maher in Ireland, right? It's like Smith there.
What about Fred Maher, the drummer?
No, I don't know that.
He used to play with Lou Reed.
No.
And I met him once with the Lilacs girls in, what's his nuts house? Matthew Sweet's house. Because Matthew Sweet was going to produce a Lilacs record with him.
Uh-huh.
But then we all got a little too stoned and the meeting went weird.
Even Louise?
She might have been a minor, so maybe I don't have a comment on that.
But Matthew Sweet was fucked.
He was interesting. Here we are already so off topic. He was interesting. He is into pottery. And so we'd have this meeting, and then every so often, and we're all really high, and every so often, I got to go check out my pottery. You know, you got to run outside to the kiln. And that was a weird day. Okay, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your band Fake Shark.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have a new album that has just come out. Yeah. What was the actual date? Was it last week?
Time is a construct.
Isn't that something? Why can't I tell? I think it's January 16th.
Okay.
So January 16th. And since we have the camera here today, there's the artwork right there. It's a real cartoony bit of artwork. Who did that?
Phoebe. She's on Instagram. Phoebe Parsons. She's one of my favorite artists. She does stuff for Adult Swim, which I love. She's done all our merch and all our artwork for the last 2 albums. I'm a big fan. Also, I can't help but notice you haven't saved my album on Spotify. So
because I was waiting for this moment.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
It's good. It's good when people do it in front of you. So do you believe them?
But you know what? For bands on the label, I always have a copy of it in iTunes because that's why I usually get it. Somebody sends it to me at some point. I download it, put it into iTunes, and that's when I tend to listen to it. Not so much on the streaming services. It's weird because even when you're looking at it, when the little thing is doing its thing, even when it's like so tiny.
Yeah. Little
how
video.
Weird. Yeah. There it is. Okay, cool. So that's funny. Why do I not know about that artist? I've probably done up contracts with her about the artwork. But
she's awesome.
I didn't know she did the Adult Swim stuff.
She did. She did a bunch of stuff for Vans, and then Adult Swim found her that way, I think, and then signed her to do some shorts. And I didn't know she's Canadian. She's Canadian. I didn't know she's Canadian.
She lives in LA?
No, I think she lives here
in Vancouver.
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the artist we were using before that, Chrome Destroyer, exact same thing. I just found him online, really liked him. I think Dirty Radio was working with him, and then we started working with him, and then Cara was like, he's from Vancouver. I had no idea with either of them.
Okay, well that's interesting. So album out January 16th. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of songs on that album.
Yeah.
Why so many? I'm not complaining because I own them. Yeah. So I'm happy. But what's the deal? Why so many? What's wrong with you?
Lots. Should we call my therapist speakerphone? That'd be a good episode.
That would be.
No, I wanted to do, I decided how many songs the album would be before I even started it, which is kind of a mistake, honestly. And then what I wanted to do is I didn't want to just feel like a bunch of singles, so I made instrumental interludes between every few songs. So the listener would get a break. People get so tired of my voice. So
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, play it.
You there?
That counts as a stream, right?
Oh, I'm trying to. Yeah, I just made 0.00006% of a penny, which means you made half of that.
Lucky guys.
We're in the money. It reminds you of that scene from Freddy Got Fingered where he's in the bathroom and he finds the soap on a rope in the toilet and he lifts up his dad's arm and says, "We can live like kings."
I can't believe you're referencing Freddy Got Fingered and that scene.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It came out on my birthday.
I love that movie too, and I love that scene.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for pointing that out because it's SoCan Friday.
You know what's funny also about Spotify, which it's funny, I never really noticed this. It doesn't show you the number of tracks. Like it doesn't say 1, 2, 3.
That's a good point.
So I have to now.
It's 15.
There at the bottom, 15 songs.
Yeah.
So you knew ahead of time that you wanted 15 songs.
We made the decision in the budget that it was going to be 12 songs. And I don't know why I came up with that number. I feel like when there's an album that's 10 songs, it's like, okay, this band just only had 10 songs and decided to do an album. I didn't want it to feel that way. I don't know.
That's an interesting thing. It is because, so there's an artist that we're trying to sign right now. And this artist was asking me, like, what do you guys consider an album?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I said, I think officially, like on Spotify and Apple Music, I think 8 songs is considered an album.
And not an EP.
But as a fan, I'd feel kind of ripped off. Like an 8-song album doesn't feel like an album to me. To me, in my brain, and this could just be old guy brain, but like 10 songs to me or more is an album.
Totally. But also our last few albums have been so short, even they've been at least 10 songs because I always write songs that are 3 minutes or less.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's just I'm used to doing that or that's radio or what it is, but that's just like how I write it.
Yep.
Like I can't imagine being in a prog band.
Where you're writing 12-minute songs?
Well, it's like then we go into this part and then there's a key change and then there's a field. Like I can't imagine writing that. And that may just be from writing so many songs with pop artists for years. I don't know.
See, I do have a soft spot in my heart for prog rock.
I like it. I just can't write it.
Yeah. But it is funny because it's like, what's that Yes album that's like Close to the Edge? Is that what that album's called? And
I just remember the yellow one.
There's that song And You and I that's got like, I think it's totally 18 minutes. And it's in 3 parts, like three movements.
That's cool.
Which, if it was classical music, nobody would blink an eye. But of course, because it's rock, there's pretentious fucking,
Well, everyone like from that era loves Yes, right? Like, was anyone doing?
Some people hate Yes.
Were people doing 2.5 minute long songs back then? Unless you're a punk band, probably not.
Probably not.
Like the Ramones, when they came out, that was probably like really shocking. I remember I just heard Henry Rollins talking about the Ramones when they came out, and he heard it and he was like, "This is like joke music. This is like not serious." And then he thought about it so much it became his favorite band. But that must have been really weird at the time when it came out, right?
You're looking at me. I'm not that old, dude.
But the Ramones,
I am old. I know, but
what the Ramones were late 70s. That would have been on your radar, right?
I mean, I was aware that they existed.
Uh-huh.
I remember Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really because it wasn't really played on the radio, at least not in this part of the world.
Yeah.
So I more was aware of them almost as a concept than an actual.
Okay.
And I never really got into them that much. I appreciate them and I know that they are important in the evolution of popular music. That I know.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the songs I love. And, it's also part of hockey culture because, barely does a hockey game happen that they don't play.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
the sync checks they must get.
There's
only one of them that's alive still. So that.
Yeah, they all kind of died.
But Linda Ramone.
And he's an asshole. Isn't he the one that's Joey? No, Joey's dead, of course. Dee
Dee had a rap album. You ever hear that?
No. And I don't think I want to.
It came out the same year as Rap and Rodney, the Rodney Dangerfield rap album. When rap came out, it was such a novelty.
What are you, an expert on shit rap?
Yep. Listen to my album.
If you want to hear real shit, rap, listen to the theme song for I Hate Simkin. There's some real.
Hey, I made that. How dare you?
So did I.
How dare you?
We're both responsible for that travesty.
Based it on what did we base it on?
We based it on
Belle Biv DeVoe.
Right. I said, that's the beat I want. Give me that beat and I'll rap something stupid over it. And the mission accomplished.
Oh, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. I still want to register it with SoCan. I don't think I have. I'm serious. I mean, isn't there some money because it's on the...
Yeah.
We should register.
Get Amanda Kerr in here.
Here, this will be interesting for people if they want to see behind the scenes. I'm starting it at an 80-20 split in my favor. Thoughts?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. And now we have the evidence. All right. A lot of guests on this album.
Yeah.
I would say a lot, but there's 3, I
Yeah.
think is what I counted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in the reverse order that I wrote it down. We'll start with Kool Keith. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like we did something else with Kool Keith
He did.
once.
He was on an album so Fake Shark Real Zombie ended at a certain point, and then I started Fake Shark, and that album, Faux Real, there's a song called The Real Zombie, which is about ending that band, and Kool Keith is on that song. But for some reason over the years, he's no longer credited on streaming services. So no one knows he's on that song.
Why is he not credited?
I don't know.
Should we try and change that?
Yeah, I tried. I don't know what happened.
Sometimes you get weird shit when you do that stuff because it's tied into other people's ID or I don't know.
But the new one, Rhythm Prism, is in his This Is playlist even. So it's like very represented on his.
You ever met him?
Yeah, lots of times.
Where does he live?
He lives in New York, like Brooklyn, and he's really eccentric. And the first time I saw him was at Fortune, and he showed up 5 hours late, and he was so late.
Fortune here in Vancouver.
Yeah. He was so late that they kept adding more artists to open to just kill time while everyone was just standing there. And then he went so long, they cut the power on him, and he kept rapping a cappella, and it was awesome.
Wow. So what, they're just pulling people out of the audience? Can you sing?
Yeah.
Get up here.
Sing? This is even worse rap than your theme song.
Too bad I wasn't there. I could have done a magic show.
Done the theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Kool Keith. Now, Kool Keith is one of those names. I'm the first to admit I am not a hip hop aficionado. It's not the genre I am mostly interested in. I don't have anything against it. And the stuff I quite like.
Yeah.
But I don't have the same kind of ridiculous expertise like I do with 70s AM radio music. What's the deal on him? Like, what was he big at some point?
Yeah, he was in a group called the Ultramagnetic MCs, and a lot of artists like ripped them off.
Say the name again of the band?
Ultramagnetic MCs.
Oh yeah, I don't remember them.
Well, the way that he became on my radar is when I was like just getting into music. I love that electronic artist, The Prodigy. Prodigy had Kool Keith on a song.
Yeah.
And they sampled an Ultramagnetic MC song for their song Smack My Bitch Up. It's this.
Is that the one he's on as well?
It's his voice. Take my picture.
Yeah, because the Prodigy were on Maverick, which Lilix was also on.
Yeah.
And so okay.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to them?
The Keith Howlett died, which
The
is
singer?
this guy.
The singer.
Yeah. He died.
He died.
Yeah, a couple years ago. But
Do you know how? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think he did it. Like I think it was really
Jesus.
sad. So we played Riot Fest and opened for them one time, and I think they're the best band I've ever seen live. It was insane.
So that was one of the guests.
People say he's the original Andre 3000, and Andre 3000's taken a lot of influence from him.
Gotcha.
He's really important.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the record.
Yeah.
So if you are going to listen to Rhythm Prism, which I know you are, you will hear Kool Keith amongst others, and including Pat. Is it Gillette or Gillette? See, why isn't it Gillette like the shaving cream?
It's not spelled quite the same, which I've seen him correct.
Well, there's an
people
E
for.
on the end of the shaving cream, and there's no E on the end of his name.
Right.
And he, of course, is from the band
Down with Webster.
And he was here. You guys were here.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time ago, but I guess it wasn't. Maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was nice because I know him a little. I don't know him well.
Yeah.
They have toured with a bunch of our bands. They toured with Marianas Trench.
That's how I met him.
They toured with you too.
Well, I was playing with Anami Vice, and we opened for Marianas Trench.
Oh yeah.
And then Pat we would do vocal warm-ups. He'd come do them with us. So that's how I became friends with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was one of the primary songwriters in that band.
I think he's the most. I think him and Tyler are the most primary songwriters.
And they're still playing, right? Like
Yeah.
they still do festivals and they're still around. And
They just released a new single, I think.
they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that. Like why him and how did that come about and so forth?
Because we're both indie rock guys that love hip hop. So we wanted to do a song like that, like a song like The Streets or what was the Travis Barker hip hop thing? I'm forgetting the name.
I'm forgetting too.
But we want to do something like that. And so
Oh God, I came on your couch. I'm stupid. Something like that.
Yeah. His girlfriend
Thank
was
you.
here too.
Yes, I did say that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Yes, that's going to be a clip. Not anyway. Sorry, you know what? I always end up never sleeping before a podcast episode. I swear to God, I don't intentionally do it, but I think I had 3 hours sleep last night, and now, of course, we're all paying the price.
I don't think I've ever seen you have a good sleep.
Once in a while.
Yeah? What's a good sleep? 6 hours?
Yes. If I have 6 hours, I am solid. I feel great.
Huh.
7 hours once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I have slept 8 hours in probably 25 years.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have sleep issues too.
Horrible. But lately, it's either nothing or like I slept for 10 hours last night.
Right.
Insane. Why? I think it's that cold we had.
That we still are fighting a little bit. So
yeah, it's helping me sleep. Maybe I should get a cold more often.
Well, there you go. And so how did that come down? So you guys wrote this kind of long distance, but then he came to town?
Well, I made the song by myself first, and I was just showing him the demos. We just sent each other music a lot over the years, and then he asked if he could be on it. So then he wrote his own verses, and he wrote maybe 5 or 6, and I just picked my favorite ones, and that was it. And then he came here, made a little music video with Luke and Alexi.
Is that what we were doing that day in the studio?
Yeah, it was fun.
That's 604 Studios. Giving a little plug there. That's where they did it. 604 Studios, which we are now opening up to the public, which we really had never done before. And now
who's in there right now?
Can I say? I might as well because it's going to
so.
be so long. I mean, it'll be so. Once in a while, we'll get bands like that are going on a tour because sometimes tours start in Vancouver. And, the word spreads with tour managers like, hey, if you need a place to do pre-production, 604, because we have a sound stage and, people can do it that way. So like about 6 months ago or 8 months ago, we had ex-ambassadors in.
What? I didn't know that. I love them.
Yeah. Doing the warm up for their tour.
Damn it.
They specifically asked us not to tell you. I'm kidding.
A restraining order coming back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah. And, but today we have Anthrax in, which is insane since, a lot of people, if you're not into metal, then you don't know who they are. But a lot of people consider them one of the core, like they're just like the top 3 or 4, and they're touring with Megadeth. And that's, they're doing pre-production for a Megadeth tour. So when we're done the podcast, I might go in there, just start a fist fight. I don't know.
He'll probably win.
I'd love that to be able to have that to my resume, beat the shit out of one of the Anthrax
You beat up Scotty in.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe they'll write a song about it.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're in today, but that's where you guys did that video.
Yeah.
And then the other special guest on the record is Fionn.
Yep.
Which of course you've had an interesting year with them because you produced some music for them, and one of the songs called Blow ended up going to number 1 on the not even the alternative chart. I think it was trying to think which genre. The charts always confuse me. Was it alt or was it mainstream? It's one of the rock charts, but it went to number 1. It stayed there for 3 weeks and really hung around the charts and was pretty career altering for them. Like it's really done a lot of good things for them. And like me, you've had a long relationship with them. So I guess it was just natural to have them on your record.
Yeah, it was a similar thing where our last album was just me by myself making almost the whole record, with the exception of the OBGMs being on one song, but that was long distance too. So I wanted this to be a little bit more collaborative, and I'm already working with them all the time.
Are the OBGMs on this record?
They're on the last album.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
But I'm going to Toronto to work with them next week. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I just work with the same 5 artists all the time.
Well, hey, if you're comfortable, and why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any thoughts about just what's happened with Fionn this year?
Yeah. I mean, we co-wrote most of that album in my living room and didn't overthink any of the music. And it's kind of the most successful production I've done, probably. Outside of Carly, I guess. But that was a while ago and a lot different. I feel like the Fionn songs that we do are a perfect collaboration between my tastes and their tastes. And it's cool to see it work.
Yeah, I mean, they were so young when they're still young, but they were so young when I signed them. And
it's also, they were on a Fake Shark album before as well.
That's right. We had a single.
That was probably their first radio play, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm absolutely thrilled with what's gone on this year for them, and it's very satisfying, especially when, they've been at it for so long. And, I mean, I never really doubted it, but I know they've had their moments of like, what are we doing? And
Yeah.
why isn't this working? And I'm glad they stuck with it.
Mhm.
And I'm glad, I've spoken about this before. I've spoken about it with them on their podcast episode, but, I just think it's a natural function that they're now adults and are writing stuff that feels a little more authentic because they've lived a little bit,
Yeah.
In
They're the easiest people to write with that I've ever worked with.
what sense?
We start a song and within an hour and a half, 2 hours, the song's pretty much done. And that was Blow. I would say we had most of it recorded in 40 minutes.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. So, just 'cause I'm curious, like, so on that song, Blow, what, like, or the lyrics, all three of you, or the lyrics?
No, it's just Brienne.
It's just Brienne.
Like they can't, not that they can't, but they don't write together
Yeah.
anymore. So it'd be one or the
It's
other.
either an Alana song or a Brienne song.
Yeah. And the Alana songs are more rock and the Brienne songs are more psychedelic usually. So we have most of it like a new album written, and you're really going to see the difference there, I think.
So the current single, Makeup.
Yeah, that's
I
Alana.
put on my Makeup is Alana.
Yeah.
I was going to say it must be Alana based on what you just said.
Yeah. But Brienne came over to write, and she had started this song called Banshee, which ended up on their album, and she wanted to finish it. But I started doing a thing with them that I actually started doing with Charlie Kerr as well when I was writing on the Hotel Mirror record, where even if we had something we wanted to finish, we would spend 15 minutes on a brand new idea every single time, and Blow was one of those songs.
Yeah.
So she wanted to work on Banshee, and I was like, no, I have this bass line, let's try it. So that was how that started.
Really interesting. You just reminded me of something I'm going to ask you about on a different podcast.
Okay.
Other songs you want to highlight?
I wrote a lot of the lyrics and finished them when we were on tour through the States with Johnny Manchild and the Poor Bastards. So I had most of the songs kind of figured out, but hadn't like wrapped them up. And so driving through, Atlanta and Charlotte and Boston and New York and stuff is where I finished all the words for it.
Right.
Which is a super weird thing to do, but it's how I'm just so busy. That's how it ended up being.
I was just looking to see, you guys are playing in this, you have a Seattle show?
We play a Seattle show every month and a half at a place called Central Saloon, which is where like Sub Pop used to have their like showcases. It's a lot of history there.
That didn't used to be the Crocodile, did it?
No, Crocodile still exists.
That still exists?
And Crocodile does stand up a lot now. You know them?
We always sort of have the window up, and so you can see what's going on. And, I always contrast it to like there's one of those news networks. Like I think it's CNN. It's just kind of funny because, the 604 is located in East Van, and, I love East Van, but, it's a little bit of a sketchy neighborhood, a little bit.
Remember when I was going to engineer that Japanese composer?
Joe Hisaishi?
Yeah. And right when he got there, there was that guy in front of the front door. You had to get out of there.
They ended up having to smack him because he came after me. I should clarify. I would never initiate violence, but he came right. Because I was like, dude, get up. I had to get in my building. And he's like passed out. And I'm like, so I was like gently kicking his feet, like, dude, get up, get up, get up. And then, when he sprung up and came right at me, and I just kind of blindly kind of swung and connected. And down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. I actually felt like, wow, I still got it.
Nice.
But then I was like, still got it. What does that even mean? What, I was like a fighter once? Hey, I can still punch somebody in the face. Great. That's, anyways, it's a challenging neighborhood, but a great neighborhood. And my point was simply that unlike, say, CNN, where they have, people walking behind, well, it's Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it's people with briefcases, and here it's a little bit of a different crowd.
Definitely.
So I'm always curious. I was just turning around. The other thing that's been interesting is that if you can see that building, you probably can't. That is a dance studio that has just moved into the neighborhood, and the Happening Dance Studio, and it's mostly kids.
Oh man.
And it's pretty wild because like it's changed the neighborhood, at least the corner, a little bit. I like it because there's more people around of, people who aren't threatening or doing drugs. But, I met the guy. It's like, oh, I just want to introduce myself. I'm your neighbor. That's our building over there. And, nice to meet you. You're a music company, are you? I say, yeah. And we're talking a little bit. And I said, look, if you're ever having any problems or, you feel free to call me. I gave him my card.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what kind of a problem? I said, well, the neighborhoods, it could be a little challenging. And he's, oh no, it's going to be fine. The children bring such light to the neighborhood. And I'm like, yeah, let's see how you're feeling about that. When you walk in, there's a giant dump sitting on your front step there. Let's see how much light the kids are going to bring into that situation. But I'm happy they're here. Anyways, as usual, I've gone so far afield. Although we should talk then about your shirt a little bit if you're good, because I was going to save that for the next one. So it was weird because it took me a second. I'm like, who the fuck is that on your? And then I'm like, oh, that's Caitlyn. What's her name?
Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark, the basketball player. Why the shirt? I mean, do you like?
Yeah, I'm an LA Clippers fan, which is very tough. And they had a tough end to their season, a tough beginning to this season. And in that time, I got into Caitlyn Clark because she looks a lot like my girlfriend. And that's honestly how I started paying attention. And then I just became obsessed with her career. And then last year was her second year, but her rival from high school, Paige Beckers, got drafted. And I just fell in love with the storyline. And so when Fake Shark was on tour through the States, we went and saw the two teams play each other. And I'm like, I'm just obsessed with the whole league now. I actually think it's a purer form of basketball than the NBA, because they don't call as many fouls. There's no flopping.
I'm not a big basketball guy, male or female. It's just not my preferred sport. Yeah. But having said that, you'd have to be living under a rock to not have seen Caitlyn Clark around. And anytime I ever see clips, it's always people hitting her. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's 18% of all flagrant fouls last year are on her.
So why is that?
Because I think it's a jealousy thing, because no one was really paying that much attention to the league until she came in. Not to say there wasn't great talent before her, because there definitely was.
Is she the best player in that league?
They say she's like the Tiger Woods of the sport. So how Tiger Woods made it interesting to a whole new demographic, she's doing that with the
sport. And is
sport.
she super tall?
No, she's 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go.
But she kind of plays like Steph Curry. It's just exciting. She's an amazing shooter, and she's makes a lot of great plays. And they like brought in an enforcer on her team named Sophie Cunningham. It's been a wild story.
So when somebody fucks with her, Sophie Cunningham fucks with them.
It's black belt. It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw some pretty nasty stuff. It was kind of shocking.
It's crazy. And I bought tickets because the Indiana Fever are coming to Seattle, and I bought tickets, and they're so expensive. And every other team is like $60.
Gotcha.
So it is like Tiger Woods. It's
yeah.
It's exciting. It's like you get to see the new Michael Jordan. I feel like.
Understood.
So good time.
Okay, well, hence the shirt. Now we understand.
I could talk about this forever.
So I am going to do the outro, and I've been prodded by the producers here that I'm supposed to say something, but I will first off, I always forget what I have to say. So here's the things I have to say. I always have to remind myself. Please, like, follow, and subscribe. How's that?
Save the post too. It's more important to the algorithm than any of those other things. So like, comment, share,
and
save, and subscribe. Save is more important.
And send money. And send us money. Lots of money.
Yeah.
Because
we like it.
Because you can say you like it, but show that you like it. I don't think just saying, anybody can, click, I like it. Yeah, thanks for the support.
It's like how I made you save my album. I want to see people pull their wallets
there
out.
It is. So really appreciate you listening and subscribing and following and sharing and saving and all that good stuff. And tune in for the next one. Thank you.